Welcome to One Brooklyn, presented by Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams. On this edition of One Brooklyn, Brooklyn Borough President Adams hosts his annual Plantsgiving distribution at Brooklyn's Borough Hall. The distribution is sponsored by Wegmans, Metro Plus Health, UA3, Ponds Bank, National Grid, Kate Farms, and the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. It provided 50,000 pounds of fresh produce to residents, local food pantries, and faith-based organizations.
Ryan Lynch, I'm the Chief of Staff for Borough President Eric Adams. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce the Borough President to say a few words, and then we'll go back to distributing our food. So, BP.
Thank you so much, and really thank you to all of our partners. This is something we look forward to each Thanksgiving season. We say this over and over again, that this is a season of Thanksgiving, not thanks receiving. You know, sometimes people believe that it is a moment of receiving instead of giving, and there's so much we could give thanks for this year with COVID-19 traumatizing families, the number of families who are going through difficult economic times, the instability, the lack of food, and particularly what you see here today, fresh fruits and vegetables, because it's about building our immune system as this new wave of COVID-19 seems to be hitting the city. It's important that we have a safe Thanksgiving. We don't want to leave Thanksgiving by giving someone COVID-19. Small family settings, you can Zoom and tell them you love them right off of Zoom is just as good. And just really minimize the number of people who are in the household, because a friend of mine called me yesterday. He had COVID-19. He says, Eric, the second wave is real. So whoever thinks the second wave is not real, trust me, the second wave is real. And the hospital professionals are saying and predicted this, because in the wintertime, we are indoors. And so let's be careful in what we're doing. We want to thank our partners. The Deputy Borough President, I know she was running a little late. We want to thank her for the organizer, Lori and her team, for doing the things that they do. The Metro Plus Health, Roger Milliner, Chief Growth Officer. We want to thank Metro Plus for always being a partner. Wegmans, Randy Johnson, the service manager of Wegmans is here. If you haven't been in the store, you know you got to go in that store. That is an amazing, amazing place. Chris Mickens, perishable area manager of Wegmans is here. UA3, Don has been amazing. His team, they have been feeding people all over the city, UA3, with fresh fruits and vegetables. My good friend, DA Eric Gonzalez, his office is represented. Ponche Bank, Jason Fabian, business development manager. And you can't have an event without Renee and National Grid. Renee is just everywhere. She's like that eyewitness newsman, you know? Kate Farms, Natalie Green, Kate Farms has, do we have one of Kate Farms products? If you haven't tried Kate Farms, this is like almost a commercial. If you haven't tried Kate Farms drinks, let me tell you, healthy, plant-based. My mom is using these, you know, and it is just amazing. The taste is great. You're not giving up taste, and they have been distributing these throughout the borough. We have partnered with them in some of our senior care facilities, some of our pantries, but they're included in the package we're giving out. So thanks so much, Kate Farms. Thank you for what you're doing. And Celeb St. Louis Territory Sales Manager. Did I always get your name wrong? Caleb. Okay, every time I introduce him, I get it wrong. Thank you so much, brother. So today we're distributing 50 pounds of fresh produce as part of our annual 50,000. Thank you. 50,000, give yourselves a hand. 50,000 pounds of fresh produce as part of our annual Plantsgiving celebration to 112 food pantries, faith-based organizations, and other nonprofits throughout Brooklyn. And the products being distributed are carrots, celery, sweet potatoes, collard greens, kale, cabbage, onions, apples, butternut squash. I have a mean butternut squash recipe that if you want to know about it, I'm going to put it on Instagram. Applesauce, black beans. This is coming again during some very difficult times for our city and country here in the borough of Brooklyn. Food insecurity is on the rise. 1.5 million New Yorkers are currently food insecure, a 38% citywide increase in 2020. Food insecurity is also up 49% among children. And remember, every time we close down schools, many of our children receive their primary meals from school. So when you close down schools, you also closing down the access to meals inside our schools. So we had a 49% increase among children. And so as we face this resurgence of COVID-19, it's important that we do everything that's possible to help people who are shut in. The infections rate is currently at over 3% in the city as of November 19. Yesterday, the CDC recommended that people not travel home for Thanksgiving due to high infection rates in most states, and that those who do, please wear a face covering. And I am not housing a large gathering this year, so it's important that we follow the recommendations so we could stay off this increase. We will defeat COVID-19, I'm sure. I believe in the energy and spirit of our borough and our city. I say this over and over again, Brooklyn, we got this. And we're going to be there for each other as we go through this cycle of uncertainty. And so I want to bring up a few speakers as we move the show forward. First is from Metro Plus, Representative, the Chief Growth Officer of Metro Plus.
Thank you, Eric. As a young boy growing up in Brooklyn, all I wanted to do was to give back to my community. And I was born right down the block at Brooklyn Hospital. And today is such a gratifying day for me personally, giving back to my borough, but more about the company and the brand I represent. I work for Metro Plus, and Metro Plus is a health insurance company that operates in the city of New York. We are so honored and proud to stand side by side with the hopefully future mayor, but the Brooklyn Borough president here in his quest to make sure that New Yorkers are getting the well-needed nutrition that they so are desperate for. Going around the city, I get to see all of the lines of people standing, waiting for long periods of time to get the simplest meal that some of us take for granted. And it is so gratifying to see these type of distributions happening, and Metro Plus is always going to be there. This year alone, we've given out over 200,000 meals in the city so far. It's astonishing to me that so many people are going without. So we have a lot of work to do, a long way to go. We've seen a tremendous rise in our growth in our company. This year alone, we signed up 100,000 people for health insurance. 100,000 new people needed health insurance. And that's because of this wicked pandemic that we're going through. The terrible unemployment, the rise in companies closing. So as we do our part to help people get their health care in order, it's just as important to make sure that they have the food that they need. So Metro Plus is thank you. We'll always stand side by side with not only the borough president, but any of the organizations that are looking to do good community service. And if you need us, please call on us. If healthcare and good nutrition go hand in hand, and Metro Plus is here to do our part. Thank you so much, and I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Roger. The borough president had to run off to his next engagement. I'm sure everyone knows his schedule is incredibly crazy, but Metro Plus does incredible work and such great partners to Borough Hall. Happy and thrilled to partner with a new partner this year, Wegmans, who provided so much food to this Plantsgiving. So I'll bring up Randy Johnson and Chris Mickens from Wegmans.
Hi, so we are incredibly excited about this partnership with the borough president and Brooklyn in general. We appreciate how you all have welcomed us to the community and how you have helped us share our passion of healthy living, healthy eating for better lives. So we were happy to participate today and we look forward to doing more of this throughout the community and throughout for the health of Brooklynites all over the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy and Chris. Really appreciate it. Next up, needs really no introduction. He's done an incredible job this crazy pandemic, getting food to people in need. Don Hahn from UA3.
All right, who's on meds? High blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, you name it. Well, that's me. Heart disease. How many people know heart disease or have somebody who's had their foot amputated? It's hard to change. You know, I look at our borough president and see the amazing things that he's done. It's hard to change. I've improved my diet. We all need to improve my diet, but we need a leader like President Eric Adams to guide us through the way, to give us the pathways. Iron Man Eric Adams is the only person that I know that had the entire package that I talked about and has been able to change his life around. He is setting the example for us. It is here under President Eric Adams where Brooklyn begins. We started a program with him where we're looking at the earliest childhood development from 0 to 3, where the brain, 80% of the brain develops. Here, under Eric Adams, we are looking at the youngest of kids, the pregnant mothers, and teaching them education on how to health care, how to take care of your children, how to properly feed your children, so that 64 years later, like me, you're not like this. You're like Eric Adams. But the food crisis. Again, I want to thank United Way, National Grid, Con Edison, the Lions. I want to thank Brooklyn Foundation. But it's here again under Brooklyn. Brooklyn Borough President. I want to say that we started a program in Sunset Park, and now each week we are delivering 36 tons of food to Sunset Park to be delivered throughout Brooklyn. Brownsville is here, Bedford-Stuy, and throughout Brooklyn. But we've taken this model very similar to what Borough President is doing here right now, and we're serving all New York. Right now we're doing 108 tons of food per week. And I thank Eric, Mayor, President Eric Adams for showing us the way. Thank you again.
Thank you, Don. Again, Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams is thrilled to thank you for all the work that you're doing. And Don mentioned our Brooklyn Begins program. The reason we implemented a Brooklyn Begins program is not only because we want to engage young people at the earliest possible age, but all research indicates that when you do that, you are not you're better at staving off some of the more difficult economic strategies, economic issues later in life, including criminal justice issues, and that's why we have Eric Gonzalez here as a DA or a representative from his office. Denise? Oh, Denise. So Denise from DA's Eric Gonzalez's office here as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's so great to see all of you. I bring you greetings on behalf of District Attorney Eric Gonzalez, who's doing a great job in the borough of Brooklyn, and we have plenty of work to do, as you know. We want to say to the Brooklyn Borough President, thank him for his great vision. We at the Brooklyn DA's office, we have had approximately 40 food distributions in partnership with many other community organizations, and we are so grateful to be able to deliver that kind of very, very important and needed services. We thank all of you for being a part of us, and we hope you have a great holiday season and a safe one. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Next up, we'll bring up Jason Fabian from Ponce Bank.
Thank you. On behalf of Ponce Bank, I just want to thank Eric Adams' office, Brooklyn Borough President. You know, growing up as a kid in Brooklyn, you know, my parents fell through hard times from time to time, and you know, sometimes they had to go out and get food. So this is great that we're able to give back to the community. You know, thanks to all the sponsors for doing that. And you know, Ponce cares. It doesn't just stop here. These have been challenging times in 2020, and I hope that, you know, we continue to be strong and get better.
Thank you, Jason. And again, someone that doesn't need an introduction to us in Brooklyn, National Grid's Renee McClure is everywhere. She is always on it, and she's on it again today here, partnering with us. So thanks again to National Grid, and here's Renee McClure.
Thanks, Ryan. Good morning, Brooklyn. Good afternoon, Brooklyn. Are we here? I don't hear the energy. Thank you. So on behalf of National Grid, we just want to say thank you. It does take a community, and it takes a lot of partners coming together within the communities to make a difference. And so it is a pleasure to stand up here with all our other partners. We have partnered with the Brooklyn Borough Hall and Borough President Adams for many years with this initiative. We've now joined UA3, so we are just excited to be a part of making a difference in the communities that we serve. Thank you again for all that you continue to do to make sure individuals that may be in underrepresented communities are getting the nutritious meals that they need. We really thank you for making a difference. On behalf of National Grid, I have to keep pulling my mask up. So on behalf of National Grid, we just want to say thank you again, and have a safe and thankful Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. And last but not least, we're thrilled to be able to bring up Natalie Green and Caleb St. Louis of Kate Farms to talk about the work that they're doing in COVID relief this year.
Thank you. My name is Caleb St. Louis. It is an honor to be here today on behalf of Kate Farms. As a fellow Brooklyn resident, it is reassuring to know that there are people like Eric Adams and his team that are committed to supporting communities like our own. Here at Kate Farms, we do believe nutrition is a human right, and we want people to be able to access the best nutrition that they possibly can. As local Brooklyn residents suffer from worsening food insecurities amid COVID-19, we are dedicated to finding ways to support those who are most at risk in the country. And we just appreciate the opportunity to come here and just, you know, be able to help the community in a whole. So we thank you.
So thank you again to everyone who came out again, and thanks again to our volunteers, the Lions. Thank you so much. MEL, thank you so much. And let's get to it. Let's start distributing this food, and everyone have a safe, happy, and socially distant Thanksgiving. Happy Plantsgiving, everyone.